Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Adelaide vs Gold Coast game, going through how it wasn't really a good game for anyone. I mean, you had Hinge top scoring, Fogarty top next top, and then Crouch, who not really many have. Laird 102 was alright, and then we had Dawson copping a tag, which was just annoying. And then for Gold Coast, we had Witts 108, which no one really has. Flanders, a pod, I guess, compared to a lot of people. He went 94. So, I mean, he's just there, but not really outscoring anyone. So, it was a really weird game in which no one did anything, really. So, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so you know when I actually upload. And let's get into the video. So, as you can see here, Hinge 124. Don't really know what to make of it. He's had a good run the last 2 or 3 weeks, but obviously not the perfect run, I guess. And not really 33, 30, 31. Doesn't really impact anyone anywhere. I mean, maybe some people might think, oh, I can jump on Hinge the last couple of weeks because of Dacos. But I don't really think he's much of a go, to be honest. 96, 93. He had a 66 last game and hasn't reached the ton since this North Melbourne game. And hasn't had a ton the whole season. So, don't really think he's an option. Just a good game from him. Fogarty, key forward, basically doing his work. Crouch, interesting one, but for some people that need that last midfielder, maybe he's the pod. But I like Livermore, and I like my options more than him. I mean, he would be my second lowest midfielder at the moment, and he can't really impact that forward line as well, and the back line my back line sucked this week. Not really worried about him. Laird 102, he did well actually. I was looking at this this could be a good game especially after Libba had played, this could be a really good game for me because I know a lot of people have Laird over me in the midfield. So for him to come back and score in the end 102, I was really annoyed with how the second went. If he'd had a bad second, that was looking like a 70 game, and that would have boosted me up the ranks. Dawson, Smith 99, doesn't really matter. Dawson 98, came alive in the second half, but that first half he just didn't do anything, and that really sucks for everyone though, especially the people that captain Dawson. And 98 as a captain doesn't really work these days, as a lot of people are like Merritt, Bont, English, even Sicily I saw some people have. Gordon some people had as well. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys at least in my team go 130 plus, and you've already had 7 guys overall go 130 plus. So to captain the 98 would have been pretty bad, not gonna lie. That sucked for Dawson, but I mean, it was at least a good score that people that don't have Dawson, I don't know how you wouldn't have him. They didn't really profit as much as a non-Dacos. The people who traded away Dacos, that was a stellar move for those people, and fair play that they did that. Somehow I just randomly clicked on Borlas because Stanley wasn't playing, and I was like, might as well just jump on Borlas, and he pulled out a 90, and this happened. I should have if I had been smart, I would have had the emergency on him. I was just worried about the captaincy and getting that for merit and stuff, and in case I missed that. So if I'd had the emergency on him and I knew that the tag for Dacos was coming, I could have easily pulled off Borlas in, but I don't think I would have been that smart. But 53 points there, as well as 23 in the captaincy. That's really 76 burnt this round. And 76 burnt in a round is pretty big, as that would have put me at 1759 or something like that. And 1759 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to go would put me on track for almost 2600 if I'd got my captaincy right and somehow figured out that Borlas was going to outscore Dacos, or taken Borlas's 90 over a Dacos score, which could have absolutely burnt me. But that would have been a play and a half if I'd done that. And some people probably would have thought that I was a time travel or something saying that, because Borlas should never outscore Dacos, especially to that degree that it happened. Keys 75. Yeah, his role's just gone kaput. And once I guess with the inclusion of Crouch and also Sloan coming in as well. I mean, Sloan was, I believe, a sub. Yeah, he was a sub. But those two coming in sort of filled out that midfield, as well as Laird going back to those high numbers has really filled out that midfield. There's no role for him there, and not even around the stoppages anymore. Like he's just playing as basically a forward. So a 75 for him actually isn't that bad. It's just to keep as a small forward, like sort of that Papley role. But even he's getting less midfield time than Papley. So yeah, I'm glad that I got out of him when I did. McAdam, Walker, McElhaney, Miller, Nankervis. Nankervis, 58, good cash gen for those people who went for him. I guess I'm glad that I didn't go for him a couple of weeks back because it's gained me a lot of cash, not cash gen necessarily, but just cash overall and cash. I value cash actually in the bank rather than cash gen at this time of the season, as I think that's just better. Keane, 57, Sloan, Schoenberg, Jones, Rochelle, Worrell. Then we move over to Gold Coast, Wits, Flanders 94, 40 point second. So I think he started to calm down with, Touk was out, which could actually help us that Touk was out because he's not going to have enough time to really gain enough back from what he's averaging. He's got 10 games, 95, and we believe he can, I believe, and a lot of content creators believe he can average 115, 120. So with there being 3 games left when he comes back, that 95 can only really spring up to, say he averages 120 in the time that he gets back. That 120 will translate to 360 points, and that will get him up to about 953 plus 360. 953 plus 360 divided by 13. That will get him to a 101 average if he averages 120 from here. And 101, you were taking Miller at 880k or 890k. Honestly, that was the same position that Track was in, and Track's gone 109, and he's looked like a pretty good player to profit this year. And I think Miller has the potential to go 10, 15 points higher than Track. So Miller, if he can just show and get clean 100s and be priced at around 860 next year, that is going to be an absolute steal. And there's going to be 3 or 4 guys that are just going to be mainstays in a lot of people's team. Like, we're going to have probably M1 to M3 of, we're probably going to have, even with, also, you got to think about Dawson as well. He got 98. He's down to 116, so he's lost 1. We're going to potentially, and also Dacos, I think, will keep defender status, and he's priced at 109. We're going to be able to spend up on the defenders like Dacos and potentially get Sicily as well, and have still have a good position as well in the midfield here. But with them being so unders, I think we're going to be able to spend up on that defender and that midfield, and then just try and sort out the forwards throughout the year. As I think the forwards are going to look bad this year. Atkins, 77. No one else here, really. Rowell, only 73. So he's just been a shocking... Was he number 1 overall or something? I forget where he was drafted. But, he hasn't really lived up to the hype that I think he was getting. McPherson, but I mean, he's so young, so he still has time to grow. And no one else here really matters too much. Yeah, no one else here really matters too much. So that is the video there. No one else really springs out as anyone to worry about this season or next season. And yeah, so that is the video there. And I guess I'll see you guys in the game recaps tomorrow, which will be the Swan, I believe it's the Swans, Collingwood as well, and the Port game. So that's the video, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.